Hi boys and girls, this is Miss Yozon here, and today we're going to talk about something really fun called multiplying decimals. Before we multiply decimals today, I just want to review how we can use base 10 blocks to represent decimals. Now, when we think about base 10 blocks, we think about using our hundreds grid as one whole. So this no longer is 100, we're going to call this one whole. So this is our ones. Now, if we put 10 ones together, we're going to get a tenth. So the tenth represents 10 ones. And then if I take one little square from my hundreds grid, if I take 1 out of 100, that's going to leave me with my hundreds. So it's important that we understand how we use base 10 blocks to represent decimals. So for example, if I want to represent this decimal 1 4/10, my 1 comes in front of the decimal. It's my 1 whole. So that's my 1 whole. And to represent 4/10, I'm going to need 4/10. So I would have 1, 2, 3, 4. So this model represents 1 4/10. Okay, so now we're going to talk about how we can multiply this. So for example, let's say I wanted to build an array. And let's just say I wanted to take 1 2/10 and I want to multiply that by 2. Well, I can build an array to show that. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to build 1 2/10. So this represents 1 2/10 in my array. Now, I'm actually just making 2 groups because times 2, I'm making 2 groups. So I'm going to make a second group of 1 2/10. So 2 groups of 1 2/10, that's going to give me, I have 2 wholes, so 2 and I'm going to count my tenths. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2 4/10. So that's basic multiplying a decimal by a whole number. But I want to talk about what we do in 5th grade, and we multiply a decimal by a decimal.